know, but I'm sitting over here looking at a picture of Fafa Pico and Cash, Nashville SC's service dog in training. So who's really the winner?
We're all winners with those two things. For everyone who's not in here yet but listening to this later, I was literally just telling John that before most of these podcast recordings, it's a mad dash for me to clean the table behind me on my Twitch stream. I just shoved about 10 things into that closet right there. So, John, how's it going, buddy? We're back on our normal schedule.
We are.
Some unforeseen circumstances of me being out of the country and you having a wacky schedule kind of fucked March for us, but here we are. April.
Yeah,
We're back at it.
April. We're not talking about anything that happened previous to April.
Yeah.
April forward now.
Yeah. Well, a couple things because Huntsville started, and I want to chat about them.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Yeah, and then we'll just forget
then that's
about
it.
the thing that what made me want to jump in the ocean.
What other? You were on a cruise, of course. You wanted to jump in the
I
ocean.
was on a cruise ship. Okay, so we'll briefly touch on the Cincinnati game that I missed and we didn't talk about. We got to do it. We got to do it.
Said it.
It's icky. We got to do it. But look, I was on a cruise ship, and
that might be the worst pickup line I've ever heard. By the way,
what?
It's icky, but we got to do it.
Oh. Oh man. I mean, it's kind of a. Anyways, I was on a cruise ship. I didn't have Wi-Fi. Obviously, they didn't have Apple TV like at the bars or whatever. Like I went and asked. They're like, no, we have like they had like ESPN Plus or whatever. And the guy was like, is it on ESPN Plus? Because I can play it for you. And obviously, it's not. So I didn't pay for the Wi-Fi, but I paid for like there's a $5 package that you could still send like text messages as long as they went through like iMessage. So I did that, and when I did that, I was suddenly getting notifications from Twitter. I couldn't open Twitter or go look at anything, but I could get the notifications. So for the entirety of the game, I was just staring at my lock screen, waiting for notifications to come through, and each made me more sad, like progressively more sad. And by the end, have you ever been like by like a railing or whatever, and the intrusive thoughts come in where it's like, throw your phone. Just do it. Throw your phone. That was happening because I was just progressively more upset at this game. And in my head, I'm like, you could just chuck your phone into the ocean. Obviously didn't do it. Don't do that. But the anger and sadness made me almost do crazy things. Yeah, okay, what? So Matt Miazga, right? Who did he try to fight? I remember I saw the highlight afterwards, but I wasn't there. I didn't watch it live. Give me a rundown, John.
So from what I heard, I tried to look into it a little bit and was ultimately unsuccessful. He like squirted water on a kid when he was leaving the field after the game.
An asshole.
Because Cincinnati knows how to celebrate like winners.
Yeah.
Because, they've won the wooden spoon 3 times.
Yeah. They won as many games in their first 2 seasons as Nashville won last year. I think that's barely exaggerating. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know that it is exaggerating.
It's close, but we'll move on from that game. Look, and we said this before that Cincinnati game. That was going to be the test for Nashville because as much as we all hate it, as much as we dislike Cincinnati, we have to point out they're at the top of the East right now. I believe they're a damn good team. We're going to get a rematch later, and hopefully we're rolling by then. But goddamn, dude, like. It doesn't feel good. I would not have been okay with a draw, but it would have been better than seeing that final score come through.
Obviously, yeah. I think a lot of my frustration is kind of, it leads into the Orlando game because they're literal paid actors.
Okay.
Both teams.
What does that mean?
It means you exist in the same vicinity as them, and they will act like they have been aggrieved.
Ah, okay. So you're talking about that god-awful flop yesterday where the man was not touched. Godoy breathed in his general direction, and he died.
Which of us wouldn't? Let's be honest.
True.
So yeah, both teams very poor sporting ethic is what I'm gonna say.
I think. I'm kind of glad I didn't get to see the game and I wasn't there because I don't know how I would have handled that in the
Oh,
moment.
dude, I was salty. Like the Lucho Acosta, like Shaq Moore getting his yellow card happened right in front of me, and it was bullshit.
Yeah. Uh, and the one thing I missed all the shit talk leading up to it, and I kind of didn't engage afterwards because I was still traveling home. But
Hmm.
I kind of caught up on some of the Twitter shit talk while I was gone. Uh, Apparently, there was a large group of people from Cincinnati that were saying we weren't rivals until they won, and now all of a sudden, it's like a rivalry to them. It was
Oh yeah,
it was always a rivalry, but they it was a weird copium they were huffing to try to make themselves feel better for I don't think ever beating us in regulation anyway. Um, but I gotta hand it to them. They won this one, so whatever. Fuck you.
I mean, first win against Nashville in regulation, so I guess they had to get one eventually.
Yeah, blind squirrel finds a nut eventually, right?
Well, I hope Cincinnati never busts it.
Oh, gross.
Got him.
They were okay. So Hunter in chat says they were literally scared to call it a rivalry. Yeah, I mean, they look. They could say that, and I'm sure it was all part of their shit talk going into it, and they were just trying to get a rise out of people. But we got receipts, we got years of history, and I think that's that. Let's step back from our view of it. That is a really good rivalry that the league hasn't leaned into that much. They keep trying to force us in Atlanta, and to be fair, we don't like Atlanta either, but I feel like they really haven't leaned into the Nashville Cincinnati history for like rivalry week or like these little side piece content bits they do.
Yeah.
And again, like I've talked about this entire podcast since we revived it, is I'd love for them to lean back into the history a little bit, and that's part of it, man. And you know, to give credit where credit's due, there's been nuggets here and there this season of leaning back into it, but I just think that's something that should be like heavily leaned into, especially that rivalry in particular.
Yeah, completely agree.
Um,
So, do you want to full send into Huntsville, or do you want to talk about another should be USL team?
Let's
with
talk about
Orlando?
Huntsville for a minute. So, did you watch either of their games so far?
Vaguely, so I'm sitting at my computer. I have monitor 1, monitor 2,
Yeah,
and I was like playing. I think both games. I was playing COD with the Huntsville game on,
got it.
so it was like I'm kind of paying attention, but kind of not.
Yeah. So the first match against whatever Charlotte's team's called, Crown Legacy FC or whatever.
Ugh, sounds like a cheap beer.
It does. I watched that game like locked the fuck in because I was like 5 hours away from boarding my plane, so I had nothing else to do in the Miami airport other than lock into this match. And you know, clearly, it's very obvious when you watch it. It is a lower league, right? Like a lot of it's very raw. Like the experience of watching these Huntsville games kind of throws me back to NPSL and PDL days, where it's like the camera it's like a high school stadium, so it's really low. The audio kind of sucks. But there's a charm to that, right? Like it feels real, it feels gritty, and then watching the game itself, there's very clearly players on Huntsville and on both teams I've seen play, Huntsville play. There's very clearly like stars and prospects within those teams that you can tell are going to go somewhere, but it's definitely a lower league, and you can feel that, right? Like just watching the game, like Nicky Law, the captain, player coach, is like 36 years old, played in the Premier League at one point, I believe, played all over Europe. You can tell he used to be good, but he's an old man, right? He's out there as a player coach and a mentor. But it's fun to watch. Like I love that. And then like you look at I have the names pulled up because I'm still learning them. Like Azad Liadi, that guy, Azad.
I'm gonna let you go with that. Yeah,
Azad Liadi.
I don't know any better.
Dude absolute
balls.
banger, dude. Like
Yeah,
first shot,
the dude balls
ripped
out.
it. I forget. There was someone in the NSC media sphere that was like, I would have liked a couple more step overs for the brand, but nice goal, right? Like, it was very Hani Mukhtar-esque. That guy is a baller. He has potential to be someone who's called up for Open Cup games, Leagues Cup games, stuff like that. And then Kimi Amici, who the first game, I don't believe he didn't score the first game, but he had a lot of quality passes. I tweeted from the Soundcheck account. The dude looks like he has the flair trait from FIFA. Like everything he does is just a little cheeky, but he does it with confidence, and he's very quick on the ball, and he's fun to watch. In this last game, he scored an absolute banger of a goal, voted in the top 4 for goal of the week again. And then of course you can't not mention Adam Sipic, who got his debut essentially and for a professional team. I'm not quite sure how that contract situation works out, because he's still technically on the academy team, right?
Because
he's with the academy team right now.
He's with the U17s, because Nashville SC, Huntsville, and the U17s were all in Florida this past weekend. Yeah, I didn't know if the U17s were in Orlando too.
Yeah, because
but they were all down there.
If you saw the academies, they posted a video of the U17s against Lyon, I think, winning in the shootout, and literally like Sipic runs up to the camera like screaming in excitement. He wasn't the player shooting, but it showed the team, right? So clearly he's with the U17s, which I think is the correct move. But in the time we got to see him play, to see a 17-year-old kid who I think is freshly 17, like he's not like about to be 8, like he's still like a young kid, get on the field with grown-ass men and look like he belongs. Like I can see him also being a player near the end of the season, or like being a player, in Open Cup, Leagues Cup, whatever games that he may not get on the field, but I could see him on the game day roster for NSC at some point. And definitely for Huntsville repeatedly. But yeah, man, it's the watching Huntsville is cool. I like this extra layer of soccer we're getting now. And I love that the team's in Huntsville and they're creating a unique brand, but it kind of bums me out that it's not like super easy for me to go to these games. Like it's like a 3-hour drive. I'm going to do it. Don't get me wrong. I will do it because I'm a sicko, but it's I don't know. But I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. I definitely would like to see, more of that discussion of what like one game are we going to pick essentially and just go down there and it's Huntsville's stadium, it's Huntsville's team.
Well, the home opener. Right?
Well, when is that?
They have like 7 straight games on the road because they're renovating that stadium.
Oh, imagine why would a team do that?
Yeah, right. Vamos says, when does Liotti get a shot with the senior team? What does he have to do? I mean,
he age 32. That's fucking hilarious.
That is funny. If you go off of history, that's the most likely path.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But the other path is a lot of these young guys we'll see play in Open Cup and stuff. And if he balls out in Huntsville and he gets on the field in Open Cup and does well, I can see him getting playing time. Like hell, we never saw Ethan Zubak until he scored in Open Cup, and now he's not always on the game day roster, but he comes and goes, right? And he's a sub and comes on and off. So I could see the same thing happening with Liotti, hopefully with better results.
I think my thing with Liotti is, again, having not like focused in and watched games to try to analyze, if he is far and away, the creator on this team, how much of a step up is it to even being a roster player on the MLS team? Like how big is
the
that
skill gap?
Well, the skill gap, the size gap, the strength, all of it.
And honestly, it's hard to tell until he does it, right?
Yeah.
The beauty of, Huntsville being so close is a lot of these players are probably based in Middle Tennessee and drive into Huntsville for games, right? Obviously, these guys are training at the NSC facilities. They're getting first team. They're getting time to intermingle with the first team on and off. Right, we saw this in the preseason, where during training you'd see like Sipic in the background, or you'd see
Hmm.
some of these guys that ended up signing on to the Huntsville team at preseason games or whatever. I have no doubt that Gary Smith is monitoring all these guys closely, and they're training with the NSC first team on and off, right?
Right.
So we probably won't know when it's going to happen. But if players like Lealdi or Amici keep balling out, it's Amici, right?
I think so. Yeah, Kemi Amici.
Yeah. I keep thinking Kamichi because it's like the names kind of run together. But yeah, if they keep balling out, they're gonna get a shot, because I'm sure Gary Smith notices a player putting in 2 goals in a single game. It's like, hey, come train with the first team for a week. Let's see how you fit and move you in if we need you.
So this might be a Clay question, because he's encyclopedia. But who was the last non-Hani Mukhtar Nashville player to have 2 goals in a game? Was it Walker?
Oh God, did Walker? Was it Jack Mayer?
It might have been Jack in Vancouver.
Didn't he have 2 in a game?
And yeah, it was the away in Vancouver last year.
It was Jack Mayer, I think.
Oh my gosh.
God, we're a
That's
weird
horrifying.
team. We're a weird team. We're just a weird group of guys.
Man. I don't love that at all.
And you know what's funny? I was thinking this watching Huntsville, and I was thinking this in a good way against the Charlotte team and a bad way against the Orlando team. It's set up the exact same way, Nash. I mean, obviously it will be, right? But it's Gary ball. It's Gary ball. They're gonna let you have possession, wait for you to fuck up, be very stout defensively, and then just kill you on the counterattack. And it worked against Charlotte, and it didn't work that well against Orlando. So,
which is ironic because it did work against MLS Orlando.
Yeah. So,
great.
But I don't know. That's all I have on Huntsville. Cool team. Cool. I love we have this now. I think their jerseys are slick. I know they're just white, but the reasoning behind it being the astronaut, space suit and having a little bit of details within the jersey, kind of helping that. Awesome. What would you want, John? You can design the Huntsville home jersey.
Oh gosh.
What would you want?
I would want something that ties into Huntsville's history more directly, because I feel like it's really easy to do that with a white jersey and be like, astronauts wore white.
Yeah.
But even the Man in Black kit, yeah, it's a black shirt, but there are so many like bits and pieces that make it more than
they should have collabed with NASA.
Honestly, that would have been incredible.
It would have been sick. It would have been cool. Hey, who's to say they won't do it next time?
But even something like, I know you can't really do it with Adidas, but like Forward Madison makes the wildest soccer jerseys in the country.
Yeah.
As far as from a professional team.
Yeah.
And just stuff like that, because if you're wearing a shirt out, you want it to be a talking point.
Yeah.
Like with those US jerseys that released today.
Gross.
I don't really have a strong opinion either way.
The paint splatter is kind of cool, but we'll circle back.
But we were talking about them. So just a white shirt is like, yeah, it's sharp or whatever, but I don't know. I feel like at some point it's just so you could wash it and it cleans easier.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but okay, but so not being someone from Huntsville, probably not having that insight, right?
I would make the NFC jersey.
But I know, but if you could make would you make the Huntsville jersey just the NFC jersey?
No,
Like what
they're
would
a
you do?
separate team.
What would you do? Like what would you change? How would you make it unique for them?
I would want it to. I wouldn't want it to just be a plain shirt. Like I would want it to have stripes or hoops or a fucking sash.
Yeah. So, do you know? Because I don't know, and if anybody in here is from Huntsville or just knows, please tell me. What's the significance of the checkerboard? Because on the scarves is a checkerboard. On a lot of the graphics, there's the checkerboard. Dude, just do a blue and white Croatia. Like, go find your favorite Croatia kit and make it blue.
It's actually
Done.
a little known fact. The game of checkers was invented in Huntsville, Alabama.
Shut the fuck up. But literally, go find your favorite. Go look up Croatia jerseys. Find your favorite one. Find the dopest looking one. Make it blue. That's what I want from Huntsville, because look, Nashville's never going to do checkerboards.
No,
they just won't. I don't know if I would want them to. I want stripes. I'm a stripes boy. Vertical stripes. History. Like, look at the flag back here. But Huntsville, apparently it means something. It has to mean something. It's used on rockets sometimes.
I'm just gonna
Hunter
look.
says. Is it a rocket thing? Checker pattern from the Saturn rockets. Okay, cool. Do that. I want checker jerseys. Blue and white. It's a fit, right?
yeah, no, I would be. I mean that came from NSC though. The logo pays homage to the checkered pattern of the Saturn 1 rocket.
Yeah. So okay, yeah. So do some sort of either do a checkered jersey or do, like, you know how like Galaxy, like the band around the sleeve, they'll have like a design just on the band, or like LAFC does it too, where like the band around the sleeve, like at the very bottom, there'll be like a design.
Yeah.
Do that checkered or something if you want to keep it simple.
So I googled Huntsville, Alabama checker pattern. The top 2 image results I got were Huntsville City's logo and a picture of the restaurant Checkers.
Oh, I like that. I do like that. Flames is an option.
Amazing.
Someone in chat says do flames on the jersey. But yeah, no,
Wasn't the Soccer Knots jersey, didn't it have rocket jet pattern on it?
So it had a little rocket on the sides, and then the rocket boosters, like the little flames at the bottom, were the gold and white NFC stripes.
Yeah.
Excellent throwback. The people want it, NSC. Listen, please listen. Please give it to me. Please, 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 please. We have a home jersey coming up. We have and look at me. Look.
Brian, we just gave it to you.
Whatever representative is in this stream right now or watching this later, tell someone I want a striped jersey next year, white and gold. Thank you.
Ooh, the aggressive lean up. Could we get a whole show of that?
I'll just put the camera as physically close to my face as possible.
That would be
for those on the audio podcast. I got very close to the camera when I said that. I wanted to make sure you understood.
Fear and loathing in sound check.
Yeah. Okay. Enough on Huntsville. Let's talk about this last game. Did Hani deserve an assist? Did the ball stop?
So I've only watched the replay like 6 times, and I haven't been really focusing on that. I think it just barely stopped.
I think it stopped. Honestly, like, obviously, I don't care. Get shit on. Goal. Like, you lost. Yeah. And even if that goal didn't count, we scored another one. You still would have lost. So, but if we go back and look, I could see where the complaint could be made that the ball didn't stop, but I think it just barely came to a stop.
If Nashville conceded that goal, I would be livid about it.
What goal? Oh,
if they conceded where the ball never stopped. Like if that happened to us, I would be upset.
Oh yeah, and
H-Man in chat saying the ball stopped for 8 frames at 30 frames a second. So it
did he put it to 30 frames? Okay,
stopped.
Yeah, so it stopped. But okay,
some dude in YouTube did frame by frame.
That's amazing,
love the internet.
Dude, the internet's great. Regardless if it stopped or not, great vision from Hani. Like, dude is a fucking genius. Fucking Gary said he was a genius in the post game interview. And said some weird stuff about electricity or light bulbs or something. I don't know. Go look it up on Club and
And
Country.
then he doubled down. It was weird.
Yeah, but he's correct, just in a weird light bulb way.
Okay, but Hani did the easy part of that goal.
No, yeah. Hani did.
Fafa controlling it, touching it, and flicking it over at full speed. Who I think it was still Gary. He said something about like Fafa doing that at speeds none of us can even dream about, or something like that.
None of us can make enough light bulbs to do that.
Yes.
Yeah,
actually.
or whatever Gary Smith went on about. Not a good Gary Smith interview day, but yeah.
Or was it a great Gary Smith interview day?
True. Honestly, he's usually pretty well spoken, so when he fucks up, it's funny.
Yes.
But yeah, like I agree. Hani did not do the hard work there, but it was very, very just game smart of him to immediately stand up, see Fafa just cutting to the goal, and just whip it downfield. Like perfect placement, everything, and then Fafa to do one of the craziest chips I've seen. Because like you said, he controlled it. He took a touch, I believe, and then he did this weird acrobatic like almost scissor kick looking. I'd have to go back and watch it
in the
again.
air.
Yeah, but the fact that he was airborne, almost in a sideways scissor kick, and had the like finesse to still gently tap it up and over the goalie and not just fucking send it into the 12th row of the stands. Beautiful goal.
Was it goal of the week? No, I'm sure they're fawning over Thiago Almada doing something.
There is an Olympico.
Oh yeah, Bernadeschi scored an Olympico.
Anytime there's an Olympico, it's going to be the goal of the week. It is will, because they're so rare. So that will be the goal of the week. Honorable mention, second place should be Fafa, because that was fucking nasty.
Yeah, I do think I do want to go ahead and say this, and I don't know if Aaron watches or listens to our show, but before the game, I was talking about, I like Fafa Pico. I think he adds a great dynamic, but I've been kind of disappointed by lack of end product so far this year.
Yep.
And then he goes and does that, and I'm just like, damn. No one's gonna know that I said that, but I have to own up to that.
He goes and does that, and then he's like his big toe away from scoring another goal. Like he was offside by like a toe on that second goal that he scored. It's
I still think that's an optical illusion.
It very well could have been.
I would need to see the lines like the Premier League has. Yeah. The angle of the camera makes it look like he is, but I still don't believe that he is.
Yeah. But regardless, like excellent game from Fafa. Like that's what I wanted to see all year, and I thought he's done well so far this year. Don't get me wrong, I thought he's done well, but like you said, he just hasn't delivered goal wise, or he assisted on our first goal of the season, I believe.
I think so.
But other than that, he's just been a good pace player and solid. Yeah. But we haven't seen like the results like we saw with Schaffelberg. If we get the Fafa we got on Saturday and the Schaffelberg we've gotten before this game, which I'm not sure why he didn't play. Did he have a tweak?
I'll tell you exactly why he didn't play. It's because, do you know who the next game is?
Oh, Toronto.
It's Toronto. We get Schaffelberg revenge game, baby.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Rest him up. Let him run for a full
100
90
miles an hour. Yeah,
they're gonna let him go a full 90 against Toronto. Smart. I didn't think about that. But yeah, if we get those two guys hitting how they are, and I don't know, Lealdi comes up. Lealdi. I don't know. That guy comes up.
I thought you said back to Leality.
Leality. Oh,
and that would be
cool.
Amazing.
Or fuck it. If anybody else starts scoring goals, we're good. Like I'm still optimistic about this team, given that we do something about striker. Even if we don't, I'm still pretty optimistic.
Yeah, I would just be less optimistic.
Yeah.
So
what's up with Leal?
Rests, the higher his top speed.
Again, I was out of the country, and then last week was a blur. What the fuck's that? How long is Leal out? I thought he was only out a couple weeks.
I have no idea.
Can anybody in chat please tell us?
Back in training now? I'm I have no idea what his timetable actually is, or what he's out with.
Yeah, because I'm not worried, but like that's a piece we desperately need. Like
I am worried.
I mean, obviously, he needs this year. He needs this year to continue the trajectory of his career that he wants. He needs to have a better year this year than he did last year. And two, we all know he can do it. Everyone in the Nashville SC circle in media, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, whatever, we all know he can do it.
Oh, bold of you to bring up the Facebook and Reddit.
Bring me one person that thinks Leal can't have a good season, and I'll punch him in the mouth. I won't. I'm sorry. That was mean. I'll give you a hug. I was about
to say the Facebook exists.
I'll give you a hug, but I'll disagree. But yeah, no, like he needs to. He's got to have a good year, dude, and he can't do that unless
we need him to. But yeah, I mean, what's the stupid coach speak? I know Travis isn't here, so somebody has to be coach speak.
No surprise.
The best ability is availability.
Yeah.
So I'm basically a U13 coaching legend.
No, I feel like that statement alone can make you like a U9 coaching legend. Like you could show up and coach a U9 team and hand out some juice boxes and be a damn good coach with that.
Yeah, let's do it. Some Quaker granola bars after the game.
Oh yeah.
The illusion of health, but it's like 80% sugar.
Dude, okay. We're gonna sidetrack hard based off of that statement. So I played basketball my entire life, right?
We are sidetracking hard. Okay.
Let me look. You we're talking about snacks. I played basketball my entire life, right? I broke my ankle freshman year of high school, so I stopped playing it competitively because I can't really break it again. If I do, it's complications, whatever. But I still played like rec leagues and stuff like that. And I played in a rec league, and the coach that I just got assigned to the team, I didn't know a damn thing about sports. I don't think he knew a damn thing about like movement in general.
He taught us about life.
Dude, he did some of that, but dude called a timeout in the second half, and we walked to the bench, and John, I shit you not, this man goes, I think you need some pep in your step. And hands...
No, he did not.
He said exactly that. And hands every single player on the team a Monster energy drink. I looked at him.
Oh my gosh.
At 17-year-old Brian looked at him with all the confidence of a grown man and went, I'm not drinking this. It set it back down and walked back out onto the court to play basketball.
I have no pep in my step.
I refuse to drink this battery acid with like 8 minutes left in the game. Like,
that's horrifying.
I would be throwing up by the end of it. Just
Also, could we get a clip real quick of the chat showing Travis is never on the show? He's worse than Steven.
Everyone in chat, just for the next 2 to 3 minutes, just put insults for Travis in the chat so I can screen grab this and send it to him. Thank you.
That would be content for that'd be some good sound check content.
Oh yeah, beautiful. So
anyway, we'll talk about how we love Travis, but you know, in the chat.
But in the chat we'll be mean. We'll cyberbully him in chat. Oh, here it comes.
And he
Fuck yeah.
Definitely won't eat another bug.
Yeah.
Looks like an unbaked potato. I feel attacked.
Oh shit. Okay, so really, that's all I have content wise for the games I missed and the game yesterday. John, do you got anything else you want to add?
I do want to go back to Cesar Araujo's hilarious daytime Emmy award-winning dive. I feel like we're not talking about that enough. It's comical, and it didn't even get awarded a yellow card, and that's horrifying. Dude, because pro sucks.
I get why. I understand why he fell down, right? Because Godoy was on a yellow. He was probably trying to bait the ref, one, into a penalty, sure. Two, into getting Godoy off the field so they could have a man advantage. But homie, wait until he like touches you to fall, or like if you're gonna do that, fall into him. So at least there's like plausible deniability. Guy just waited for Godoy to be halfway stood up and then fall and hold his face.
I think the face hold is what got me. Like in the wake of the Lucia Costa and whoever the player that Jack pushed down against Cincinnati. Like, oh no, he tried to slide tackle me and then stood up, and now I'm deceased.
And now I
like,
have boo-boos.
Yeah, he was injured.
Can you imagine?
Bigger dive, the Orlando City guy or Harry Kane, or Cesar Araujo, easy.
Yeah, easy.
Harry Kane at least did get slapped.
John, can you imagine for a second? Let's all just sit here and think about how
biggest dive Travis out of this podcast.
How shit on that guy would have gotten if he dove like that in Geoda's Park. How he would have just been.
Well, I mean, they still have to come here.
They do. He would have been.
Yeah.
He would have gotten the New York City treatment. He would have been booed the rest of the game.
Yeah, he'd have got Shenode.
Yeah. He would have got.
We call that a Sheno-no.
Should gotten. I tried to make a pun there and it fell flat. Let's just move on. Thanks, John.
So do we want to look forward to Toronto more than the Schaffelberg revenge game?
Yeah. So I honestly don't know a lot about Toronto this year, other than they've spent a lot of money.
Yeah. Insigne is still out. He played like 2 games and then he was out for like a couple of months, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Their defense isn't great. They lost both of their goalkeepers from last year, but brought in Sean Johnson, so that's definitely an upgrade. I don't know. I feel like they're beatable, but I feel like they're also like, I feel like they're a glass cannon.
This feels
they're very offensive, but they can be beaten
because they feel beatable, but they undeniably have talent on their roster. This almost feels somewhat like a trap game where the team, we should have confidence going into this. Like we should match up well against this team. We should maybe not beat this team, but it should be a close game. Which the fact that I'm thinking that makes me feel like we're going to get blown out 4-0.
They're the LA Chargers of MLS. Damn. Lots of talent and should be good, but never are.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, they won a championship. Because there was that like 3 years where it was like, oh, is Seattle or Toronto winning it this year?
Yeah, but that's before NSC was in the league, so it was in the before times, which we don't even
dark
acknowledge.
Times. Yeah. Nashville invented soccer. We're like Atlanta, but better.
Yeah. No, Atlanta's Sean like Johnson, us, but worse.
Gymnast. Oh my gosh. Factual.
Yeah. What actual facts?
Yes.
There was one time I posted about Nashville trying to I wanted Nashville to bring back the MPSL stripes, and some Atlanta fans said we were copying them. I'm like, motherfucker, this was before you existed. Like,
it's before the focus group decided what their name should be.
They were founded in like what, 2016?
Probably
2015? I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
But yeah, I don't have much to preview for this game because I'm a bad podcast host this week.
I love the Travis slander. It's so good.
It's still going. I fucking love it.
It's so good. Travis hates the stripes.
For those listening to the podcast, please consider tuning in on Monday nights at 8 p.m. On Twitch TV, twitch.tv/hasbeengames. I got there eventually.
Yeah.
It gets wacky in chat. But yeah, I don't have much to preview other than the fact that I think you're right. This is Schaffelberg's revenge game, and if there was ever a time for him to score multiple goals, it's now. So 3-2 Nashville. 2 goals from Schaffelberg and 1 goal from Godoy. Fuck it.
Ooh, Godoy. I'm gonna say 2-1. I'm gonna say Schaff gets the first one. Mark Anthony K gets one for Toronto. I don't think he's hurt, but he might be because he's always hurt. And then we finally get that Dax Thunder bastard that he's been trying to score for
he's
like
been
4 years.
launching balls lately. I want him to get
so
another
close. They're so close.
There's nothing more satisfying than a good Dax McCarty celebration. Like,
Yes.
I still have his little jump punch from season 1 when he scored, like, ingrained into my mind.
Oh yeah, because that's he did that at Maxi Morales.
Yeah, of course.
Not really, but
H-Man in
His
chat
Dax-
says, "Is Dax cooked?" I just think he's getting old. I think he's transitioning
I think that's just age.
out of. He's not a starter anymore. He won't be. I think he finishes out this year and he at most plays next year, and then is a part of the coaching staff or the front office or broadcast team or something.
Travis rolls up in a sleeping bag, lathers up in butter, and scoots around the floor
my
like
God.
a slug.
Can someone illustrate that? Sorry, audio listeners, again, our chat on Twitch is just being mean to Travis, and you have to experience it. Please be here next Monday to just if Travis is here,
Oh my
shit on him. If he's
gosh.
not here, be meaner.
That fucking sent me though.
Hey, who doesn't like a nice
so
game of
good.
ground slug, right? It's Travis's
Ugh.
favorite game, butter slug.
Apparently.
Can we get
it's
a
a
butter
delicacy
slug
where you live.
T-shirt? It's just like a little buttery slug with Travis's face on it.
Could we get Timbo to walk around the stadium wearing it says butter slug?
Oh my god!
And
Dude,
like 4 people are gonna know what that means.
The guy who eats bugs does not want to have a new nickname, and that nickname be Butter Slug.
Travis is president of Save Our Fairgrounds.
Everybody, okay, guys, everybody in here right now, please tweet at Travis calling him Butter Slug and don't explain why.
Of course, no, we can't. We definitely
No,
can't.
just let him figure it out.
Do you think there's I'm gonna do this. Actually, I'm gonna do this in incognito mode because I'm not always dumb. Do you think Butter Slug has funny images?
It has to, man, dude. Okay, we're gonna peer behind the has-been curtain. There's a lot of stuff being worked on, and one of which
It exists. There's a sticker.
hell yeah. One of which is
it's
possibly wanting to do merch again, which is relatively easy. I'm not against making a Butter Slug shirt. I would love to make Butter Slug merch. And Travis has no choice.
Oh no. We can't.
Why
we
not?
cannot do it.
Why?
Butter Slug, when you take your date to a movie and place your erect
you went
penis
to-
in the popcorn box. I didn't go there. It was the top result on Google.
If you search anything in Urban Dictionary, it's gonna bring something like that back. But that is hilarious.
Oh my gosh. No, I can't even finish this.
This is the close it out. Close it out before you ruin Butter Slug.
No. Oh, it's ruined.
No.
I'm not going to tell y'all not to, but
Oh shit.
I'm going to say I would not endorse that. Definitely salted. Oh god. But it kills the slug.
Hey, not if you're a butter slug.
Salted butter would. Oh, that's true. It's a superpower.
Yeah.
More reason to call. Hey, then don't go to the movies with
Yeah,
him.
never go to
all
the
I'm saying.
theater with Travis. It's
Travis butter slug pool.
Oh, dude, you'll get butter slugs and you won't be ready for it. God, if this has to be the worst NSC podcast, right? Like, we are verifiably the worst people.
I think that's probably true.
Yeah. That's
We could just keep taking shots at Steven, but I mean, I love the pharma guys. So
just ordered a butter slug sticker for my sign is what I can't read who said that in chat.
Isaac,
Beautiful. Isaac
8097.
Beautiful. Love it. Yeah, man. Well, other than butter slug, that's really all I got this week, dude.
Yeah. Is there a tailgate plan for this weekend? Or is it just kind of show up and drink again?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy. I've been so out of the loop for 2 weeks.
I
have
kept
no
looking
clue.
for you at the one at Cincy. I was like, is he here? I think he's here.
I'm not. I wasn't. It was sad.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Let me
the USMNT. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, let's do it.
I tweeted about something earlier this week that I didn't talk about because we didn't have a podcast. After the last game, and I'm not actually legitimately mad, but during the last game, I got told by some random fan to stop waving my flag in the supporter section. No.
I mean, there were those St. Louis fans who got kicked out for standing.
That's what reminded me of it. So
yeah,
someone told me that, and I turned and looked at them and pointed to the 50 other ones next to me and went, "You're in a supporters section," and just went back to what I was doing. I was a little inebriated, so I might have been a little meaner than I should have been. But where do you think you are? And if it's general admission, homie, move. What?
Yeah.
Like, I know. Obviously, some people don't want to have their view blocked. If you're that person, you can still be in the general admission section.
Yeah,
move section over, dude.
Yeah.
Like, the audacity of someone to single me out for some reason and be like, "Hey, stop waving your flag," when there's 50 to my right.
I think I know what the reason is, Brian. It's because they're an MLS fan and they don't want to acknowledge the history of the vertical stripes.
Dude, you're on.
I think that's what it is. It's a conspiracy.
It's an industry plant. They're trying to sabotage me.
Yes, it's an anti-stripes conspiracy, and we can't fall for it. We have to keep up our pro-stripe narrative.
Yeah. Also, I think my dog just peed on my bed.
No.
On that dog piss filled note. Hey, Paco, come here. Did you do that? Is he on camera? Did you do that? Go to your kennel. Go, asshole. All right. Do
you want to know who would never do that? Marley.
Nah, he'd shit on the floor though.
Could we get some Marleys in chat?
So J Mark said good dog. Travis did it. He peed on your bed. Okay. I'm gonna deal with this situation.
I mean, have you ever seen Paco and Travis in the same place?
That is true. Thank you guys for watching, listening, whatever. If you listen to this on whatever platform you listen to, please rate 5 stars, subscribe. Consider following us on Twitch, twitch.tv/hasbeengames, and tuning in live.
If we get 100 5-star ratings, Brian eats a bug.
I will eat a bug. I will eat. It may be a. Can you eat slugs? Will that kill me?
I mean, there's one way to find out.
Can you buy like food grade slugs?
You're for a good time, not a long time.
I don't know. Go rate 5 stars.
Food grade slugs.
And I don't know. If you see us at the game Saturday, please come say hi. I am socially awkward, even though I'm this much of a fucking maniac on this podcast. So just tell me where you know me from, and then I'll be cool.
I think that has to be our sound check greeting now, though. We just butter slug. Slug.
If you just run up to me saying butter slug, I'll know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we'll know
for sure. But
no one else will, but it'll be great.
Yeah, my dog was a little piss boy, and I'm gonna have to deal with this. I need to go back and watch the stream. I think he was directly behind me when he did it, so it may be. Is this TOS? Am I gonna get banned for dog piss?
I don't think so.
Hey, Amazon, I guess, owns Twitch. I'm sorry.
See shit.
Yeah, you saw nothing. Everyone who watched this, you saw fucking nothing. Dude, don't you tell a soul at Amazon. Bezos cannot learn of this.
He can't find out. Oh my gosh. What have we become?
Okay, that's a podcast. We talk about soccer.
Shit. You saw dog piss.
Okay. Okay. I'm hitting the stop recording button.
Oh man.
Love you guys.
Was fun.
Bye.
This was great.